Fantastic. Sayawana, our lovely poetry family. Welcome to Crafty Crows February. Woohoo! You don't have to take your mics off, don't worry. Hi, I'm Genevieve Ray. I am very grateful to be back in the hosting chair again with dear Jason. It's going to be a lovely night tonight, and we've got a little bit of time, so we've got some time to enjoy ourselves. Two incredible performers to come and feature for us. It's a lovely, lovely day. Now, hopefully most of the people here have attended a Crafty Crows before, but just as a general reminder, please, 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 please mute for each poet. So you can clap after they've read. I will give space for that and make sure you know. This event is being recorded. You just heard the robotic voice. So please only share poems you are happy to class as being published. Open mic poets, please keep your slots to about 3 minutes. We've got a tiny breathing space, but 3 minutes is the ideal, just so everyone gets a chance. Please use the chat to share your bios, your books and events. And also do let me and Jason know if there's anything we need to know. And the GPS is a volunteer-led society. Please spare a donation if you can, or consider joining to us as a society membership, because it is an absolute brilliant organisation. There's often competitions and opportunities. Truly, if you can, come and join us. So it's going to be a very busy year here at Crafty. So already we're starting to tell you about what's coming up next. So Crafty Crows on the 6th of March, or Crafty Crows March. We've got David Clark and Charlotte Falconbridge, who I recently got the book of. So I can tell you now, this is great. I've been very much enjoying this. So they're coming on the 6th of March. And then in April, we've got the feature of Hannah Tisdale. So it's going to be a really exciting schedule to come. So without further ado, I read this piece. For anyone who saw Monday already knows this piece, but I feel like we're talking about poetry, we're talking about passion. So why not talk about a passionate poetry? This is passion in the verse. I hear the throb. The distant growl built out of stone, summoned from rushing neurons, creating fountains of pen ink, foundations at the epicenter of their famous works. It thumps. It pounds. It pounds. Whispered under drum beats, pushed against my feet, cut from lost graves, consumed by waves, eviscerating rhetoric, challenging the system, sin and shame. It thumps. It pounds. It pulses. It prays. The verse, the conversation, passion of playwrights, poetry of painters, promises of paragons, parables of philosophers. The verse, the communion of the grieving, the pulpit raising, lost love of heartache, the prayer built into a concave between my two ribs and the edge of human awareness. Are we all ready to have some fun, everybody? Let's go! So, before I jump to the mic, and this person is, I have actually checked in. Michael, hey! How do we have Tyrone here? And if Tyrone, are you under a thing? No, then I have already checked. And dear Michael, would you be happy to open the set for us? Especially as one of my favourites. Would you be happy to take the lead and jump in? Actually, we've got two Michaels. This is Michael Cinder, Michael. But actually, Michael, if you would like to open mic today,
no,
for you.
The other Michael is perfect.
That's fine. Michael Cinder, Michael, but Michael, Dr. Michael, we actually do have space if you want to. If you'd
I'm
like
just here to enjoy.
No worries. Michael Cinder, Michael, would you like to take the script? Take the mic.
Okay, now that I'm thoroughly confused.
No, sorry.
I'm going to do this one because I realized I haven't actually done it in this space, and there's at least a couple of people here who might not have heard it. It's called In the Alley Behind the Blue Light Bar. I'm sharing a smoke with Albert Einstein in the alley behind the blue light bar, feeling the bump and beat of the bass drum on our backs as the worn wooden door reverberates. A sax squawk cuts like a saw through metal plate. Albert makes a joke I don't get the punchline to. He says not to worry, I'll get it in time, that it's all relative. Yeah, whatever, Al, I tell him as the cherry on the cig glows red as a burning sun in the almost dawn sky over the all night diner with blinking neon telling us to break fast, break fast. Al crushes the butt under his heel, shoelaces dangling. He's not the kind to care about entanglement. What was it you said you was working on? I asked. If I knew, I would tell you, he says with a grin. It's all theoretical. I tell him, I got a gig on a moving truck, making a room in one house into a room in another house. It's kind of magic, ain't it? I ask him. Yes, I get that, Al says. Yeah, everything is magic if you look at it right or you don't know how it's done at all. Either one messes up your mind. He pushes down on his unpinched fedora. It's cold out here. Let's get inside. Al holds the door and we snake back in through the hipsters and jivers and soldiers out on furlough hanging out at the blue light tonight. The trumpeter on stage blows notes that make your heart explode. You hardly need a drink, but Al's back before I know he's gone with 2 beers and 2 shots of schnapps. The whole hell of a lot of energy in here, I say as I clink and drink and feel the burn. If you only knew, said Al with a grin wide as a slide trombone. And if I can, I'll do one more little short one here. And it's a semi-sonnet. It's a sonnet. It's just not a pure sonnet. It's called Mountain. Nothing lies more than memory. Nothing slices silence cleaner than wind. Nothing rests further than you from me. Nothing cuts deeper than a lost friend. Nothing matches on land or on sea. Nothing is finished that was begun. Nothing on the wind needs to run free. Nothing and nowhere and no one. Nothing prepares for the unexpected. Nothing's a bigger joke than fate. Nothing connects what is disconnected. Nothing can teach a mountain how to wait. Nothing holds a place open for the bereft. Nothing is enough when it's all that's left. Okay, thank y'all very much. Looking forward to this feature. Woohoo!
Absolutely perfectly done. Thank you, good sir. That is a way to open. Especially doing Charlotte and I's one of our favourites. Like, yeah. Thank you so much. Right. Next in the listing is our dear Rick Spisbach. But he's Rick, are you in? Yeah.
Actually just joining now.
Oh, fat. Look at that, just coming in with perfect timing. Well, I'll pretend that never happened and then introduce him as he arrives. Fantastic. Hey! Excellent timing, Richard. Are you
My
ready?
pleasure.
So go for it. As it happens, Rick, it's actually you to go next. Are you happy to start, or would you like me to jump around a bit?
No, I can do it. Give me a half a second and let's say a half a minute and I'm ready to rock and roll.
We'll wait.
Here we go. This is a fresh one. It's called Send Out for Drones. If one day you sendeth out some drones, be certain sure they'll all be circling home. Drones run on a two-way street, and besides, just one way ain't complete. Yes, it is an inexpensive technology. You must understand, without any plausible deniability, what's good and cheap for the mega power works for the dink in a minute. They have the hour. Yes, it is expensive, but what's good and cheap for the mega power in a dink, it's the same for the minute they have the power. And after considering the cost in megabucks, what do you think you do? Don't try to duck. The Defense Department has several ways of massacring DNA. Now, the building costs are spiraling down. It won't keep our sky eye on the ground. A team of 20,000 techs control a flock by wire, or some teenager in a field with an uncle just tosses it out. He's no outlier. And to pepper them with raining fire, if that's what the war gamers now require, sure, a dozen villages were lost, but geez, using drones at such low cost. Now the villagers in a tiny hut can plan some mischief from a dusty village in Afghanistan. They too can send them out and show who's boss, who makes the cut. Clever, cleaving, flying lions, storing miles at such low cost. Now it takes a village, not a destroyer group, to cause concussive blasts deplorable to boot. And do I have time for a second one? A little more happy one. Okay, hearing no answer, I'm going to go ahead.
Yep, you're good to go. You're absolutely fine, Rick.
Thank you, dear. And this one is called Positivity is No Luxury. Positivity is no luxury. That ultimately falls on me. It's a little fall, like a kitten whose mittens are recalled, or the near total anecdotal calamity that befalls the poorest entity of all. That said, it relies on me for a culinary treat made from a dazzling array of lizard parfait, somewhere laid at the end of a long, boring date. Or say, attend a concert that I'd rather not play using an 8-piece tuba ensemble, say, or an 8-piece bass band that performs a 3-minute movement on etude on a fire alarm. But my earliest transcriptions on the theme of Verne's mission, a collision of voyage destroyed to the moon, and again the trumpiest of trumpets will noisily swoon. Over the facts of Vax Parlay, at the end of the day they still won't say, groom the goat. Though the mortgage of their reason amid such extended season of COVID doing much like it did, they'll remain unconvinced like Bottom's Peter Quince. Understanding polarity is no means a solitary barbarity. And just the old bipolar nature, its requirements are gratefully matured by the meanest excuses of the dizziest of perfidious of muses. Is there a plus, he cussed into her flavored muff? And the needle at zero, some kind of movie hero who runs on and on, exactly the opposite of some kind of faun. But when the hero nears zero opines that after the earthquake and upheaval, oh, the opportunities abound, no, they're not quite near zero. I mean, that's what disaster's for. But a change, the old ways are understood now, and let's say well out of range, where the musicians arrange for some kind of exchange for quiet, like the tiniest of interstitial microdot riot. At the era of positivity plays, it's the bestest of Western parlays when it ignores and explains the obvious, noisiest rattling away. But the discovery of new facts makes even the windstorm relax as it redistributes leaves and the seeds. Ah, hell. It's just a sneeze. Thank you very much, my friends. Hope it was a little amusing.
Beautifully performed and slid in like a professional. That's what we want to see. Thank you, Rick. Right, next is Simon. Simon, are you ready to perform?
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'm just going to read 2 poems from, I've got a pamphlet coming out with Broken Sleep books at the end of this month. So we're just going to read 2 from there. This first one's quite dark, really. So no one minds that. It's called A Hot Mess on a Pavement of Cold Stone. I befriended and pushed away some of the best of the worst of people, tore through my best skin like paper. Under bare skies, I danced on dirt. Stars, everyone that ever lived, fell like birds. I put them in the pockets of my blue jeans. But of course, you don't believe me. You weren't there. Those stars meant more than space and time and shit to me. As long as it stays mine, I guess it's something I can wrap around my neck and swing from. And then this next one is kind of about how we try to sort of find paradise on earth, but then in chasing that, we kind of spoil it. So this is called Nothing Like the Brochure. Looking for something uncomplicated, the agent said it was untouched, a virgin forest. We had to go a long way to find a corner of the island where mystery met adventure. A coral garden under a waterfall. We bought our ticket, stood in line to tap the source, to kiss the mouth. Her lips were cracked, her teeth were stained, her tongue was black from sugar. When she laughed, we were told to move over to the foyer. Thirsty, we bought the soda, waited for the tide to take us home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Simon. Do you have your new book with you? Can you pop it on screen for us to see?
I don't have it yet. It's in the post, I believe, but I can drop a link in the
Please
the
do.
chat.
Broken Sleep are fantastic, so it's so good to hear that. Yeah, please drop us a link so we can follow through.
Sure, will do. Thanks.
No problem at all. Brian, are you here? Brian, can you hear me?
Are you saying me, Generation
Yeah,
O'Brien?
Brian.
Oh wow!
Hiya.
Yeah, I just arrived. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was going to say, are you still happy to perform? Because the slot is yours if you want it.
Can you skip someone because I have to pull something up?
Absolutely. Yeah, I can move forward. That's not a problem at all. Just bear me all of 2 seconds and we'll sort.
Thank you.
That means I just get to jump to a dearest friend. Suzanne, would you be happy to read? Because I'd love to hear you. And look at the claps that's going on.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Genevieve. Alrighty, I have 2 and then a little micro poem. This first one is called Lost Woman. You are missing sentences, teeth, fresh vegetables, pillow. You are missing warm bread and hope. Your stomped on heart on your sleeve and in the cracks around your eyes, arms that gave up, reaching to nowhere. Your stomped on heart bleeds lonely, bleeds loud, bleeds onto the sidewalk. Our hearts would break if we let them. You don't look up, but you know we're there. The sacred is giving us another chance to turn towards your pain. Feel our own lostness, know our oneness. And this one is to my daughter. You are broken and you are whole. This morning, your shining blonde hair, full belly laughing, a field of glow. My heart falls into place. I remember you clutching your belly on the cold tile floor in the New York hotel, writhing, burning, silent screams. You needed me to stay back. I've never felt so helpless. Disease is a cauldron, boils us to the core, disrupts, dismantles, strips layers of seeming safety. Disease keeps us in not knowing, stretches us beyond where we think we can go, forges us in its heat, transforms, humbles. You tend to this wisely in your quiet ways. Grace is known to you. Pain and fire the teachers that turn you towards the sacred. I don't know all the ways of your mind or see all the times you fall to your knees, yet it is clear today by your restful smile that you are watering holy seeds and sit cupped in the hands of the universe. And then I have a little micro poem. May we see beyond our narrow, fixed minds that name everything as me, that would have us believe we are not one. Thank you.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. The comments as well are absolutely gorgeous. So, I was about to do a Rawley. It's like moving from excellent to excellent. Please don't let him watch this back later. Lucia, would you be happy to take the mic next?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yay!
2 poems. One is Two Butterflies by Lucia Ramos. Two butterflies are raining their happiness on the colored earth, flying up and up to the sky. I don't know why. I don't know why they are happy. I don't know why they are flying up. Straight, one of them became unhappy and started to get down and down, leaving only another one to be in a possible happiness, flying up to the sky, which is covered by sadness. Why? On the colored earth, bombs in Gaza, and more hostages from Israel. Sadness and fear and tears. Why? Why Gaza? Why Israel? Two children pour water on a tree between their borders. Their souls are butterflies. They are innocent. They didn't know what happened. Their wings are flying up and up to the sky. Why? Why on the next day they died? In our minds, remaining only a memory. Two butterflies are raining their happiness in death. And the second one, Bird Singing by Lucia Ramos. Rain, rain, with sad feathers, falling down from an angel's wings, metamorphosed into ashes of cherubs, kissing the forehead of the ill. The examination is revealed. No symptoms of fever, no broken bones, no high pressure, but the poet is nearly dead. The examination is revealed. The patient has a deep lack of love from the entire world. The poet is suffering. She is ill. Her voices around her ears smash her brain, but she is speaking for everyone. She has a word, light. Look to the light and run to the light. A friend is someone who is holding your hand, running with you to the light, touching your soul with this. So, when I die, let windows opened, birds coming in and coming out, singing my poem, and above, only light. Thank you. You are muted.
I was like, well, my mute button was missing. Thank you so much, Lucia. It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
With a little moving around, as I said, we're playing a bit jazzy today. Next to take the mic, if he is happy to do so, Generalissimo Brian Frankel, would you be happy to take the mic, good sir?
Thank you. Yes, I'll go ahead and do that. So this is one piece that is simply entitled So. So I was visiting my brother in Atlanta. He wrote an address on a piece of paper. He said, I need you to pick up Braves tickets for tomorrow night. I put the address in my GPS. I arrived at a really cool looking house and wondered if it was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. I used the oversized knocker on the oversized door. It opened up and Academy Award-winning actress Jodie Foster stood barefoot in front of me. She wore a Sting Dream of the Blue Turtles tulle t-shirt and stonewashed jeans. Dream of the Blue Turtles was the first concert I ever saw. I said, hello. She said, you must be Brian. She led me to the kitchen. I noticed how the furniture was part of the design of the house. How did my brother neglect to tell me I was going to Jodie Foster's house that was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright when he knew I was obsessed with Frank Lloyd Wright when I was younger? She picked up an envelope with the tickets in it, handed them to me, and said, make sure there's 5 tickets in there. We don't want to disappoint your brother. She said that with a sarcastic smirk on her face. I wanted to tell her how I appreciated her nuanced acting and mention a specific role that blew me away, but I was dumbstruck. I began to cry. She asked, what's wrong? I replied, I have nothing to say and I'm a poet. Well, maybe you can recite one of your poems. My memory failed me. I cried out, I can't think of one, sorry. She said, let me make you a sandwich. I replied, okay. She said, it won't be very fancy. I'm not one for peanut butter. I make my own nut butters in my Blendtec blender. I tell her I also have a Blendtec, and I've watched every nut butter video on their website, though I have yet to attempt a nut butter in my Blendtec blender. She said, I get this marble rye shipped from Big Sky Bakery in Portland, Maine. I said, I live in Brunswick, Maine. That's the best marble rye in the world. Did you know they, and she said in unison, they mix sauerkraut into the dough? She placed the bread in a toaster, then asked if I wanted hazelnut butter or pistachio butter. I replied, pistachio. She opened the fridge and pulled out a jar and said, this mango jam is made in Puerto Rico. My wife and I have a little bungalow there. I get this stuff on a roadside farm stand out on the outskirts of San Juan. There's no way she could not have known. Mango was my favorite food. I doubt my brother told her our family lived in San Juan from 1969 to 1972. She spread pistachio butter on one piece of toast and mango jam on the other, then said, I know it sounds odd, but I like to put thinly sliced onion between the nut butter and jam. I said, I thought I was the only one who did that. She pulled a Tupperware with sliced onions from the fridge, finished the sandwiches, then poured Trader Joe's pineapple juice into 2 tall glasses of ice. I did not mention that I love Trader Joe's pineapple juice. We ate our sandwiches. As I was leaving, she handed me an unopened jar of mango jam. Don't forget the tickets, hon. We don't want to upset your brother. Call me next time you're in town. Also, don't tell Paul I fed you. This poem happened in a dream I was able to recount into my phone after I woke up to the best of my ability while discerning the flavor of pistachio butter and mango jam with onions on Big Sky marble rye lingering in my mind and on my taste buds. Thank you.
Fantastic and well worth the wait. Thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Ray.
A pleasure as always. Good pleasure. And bringing our first half to a soft close before we get into our feature today, Paul, currently named as Charlotte, are you happy to take the mic? Paul,
You're muted,
Paul,
sir.
Paul, I think you might be muted at the moment.
Good. Yeah, back in November, we had some really dark days that just seemed to go on and on and on and on. And all I can remember from that time is dark days and owls in the evening. So this is what this poem's about. There's no cock crow these dark November mornings. I get up in the dark and I wait for the daylight, but the dark doesn't really lift. It doesn't really lift. Like an embittered yet faithful old servant, it just carries this limp and feeble day down the dragging hours and then lays it with no ceremony into the evening's ashy pit. Then it sits and broods. It has no purpose, the dark, but to sit and draw the visible world, trees, houses, hills, and hollows, to draw them into its own black brooding and sit. But then the owl calls and the dark stirs, sits up, remembers. The owl's call quickens the dark, the way a breath quickens the red gold in a fading ember, calling it back to life and meaning. And when the owl calls, the dark remembers. With the owl, It spreads black wings and it flies. Tonight, they will both kill the owl and the dark. Though only the owl has talons. Only the owl will feed. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul. Beautifully sonorous. Ooh, love that. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing us quite happily to, well, because really spiritually and in their hearts, they cannot be departed. I'm actually going to have to do both bios simultaneously. So watch me work my English training here. But our feature and our supporting feature for tonight, Zomkhonto and Espongo, let me do your bios, gentlemen, if I may. Sayawona, so lovely to see you. Mbonisi Zikhali was born in Makokoba in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. His spoken word name is Zomkhonto, which happens to be his bloodline's totem. He is a spoken word artist, storyteller, youth mentor, qualified community services worker, and grassroots community organizer. Zomkhonto is also known in the hip hop circles as Thought, and you have to bear with me here, Illektric. He believes in hip hop as a practical tool in rallying grassroots communities around poverty, elevation, youth mentorship, and empowerment, mental wellness, and social justice. And as I said, because they want to open together, we'll bring them together here. Espongo was raised in the majestic mountains of Matopo, southwest of Zimbabwe. Espongo is a wellness storyteller, a spoken word artist, and an author who uses his poetry to share perspectives. With a unique performance style, Espongo has won 6 slam poetry competitions, published his debut book, Trials, and has toured Europe. Dear friends, if you can please open up your mics for the moment, regardless if you're on screen or off, lift your hands, clap them loud, do a Shana if you can, because we're about to be in for the biggest treat tonight. Our 2 wonderful, that's the sound we want. Coming on, Zomkhonto, Espongo, the mic is yours, gentlemen.
Greetings. You've probably heard of a village boy with a dream. He came from the glorious Matopo hills, throat chakra active. He put in a gold chains, writing poems that won him gold medals. You've probably heard of the great Mzilankatha, uZomkhonto, uSimbika Igobe, Isangoma ngosiba. He wears a radioactive smile, and it's contagious too. Walks in a room and all weariness packs and go. You don't need to believe in these words, just tap into this frequency and you will see. You've definitely never heard of the Ngoni boy whose favorite pastime was robbing and ravishing. He carried a spear and a knife even in his dreams, a spear and a half beneath the sheath, saved his mama's life by slitting a throat at 16. Greetings. My name is Thomas.
I am Zomkhonto. Spongo is my nephew.
Zomkhonto is my uncle.
And Genevieve is our sister.
Siyabonga ngokusinxusa kwenu la ngokuhlangana kwethu la.
Gratitude for inviting us to your space and for gathering with us.
Siyalithanda. We
We love
you.
you.
as the sun goes down, in the other hemisphere, we are touched by new light. But the sun sets for the vendor, see, he ain't done yet. The chips he made all day couldn't feed his son yet. Day to day, he dodges trouble, thought bubbles for ideas to lessen the trouble. Tomorrow remains a puzzle. He's living for the moments. His wife is on the go to, no energy for romance. His uncle is in hospital. They stabbed him in the alley. The shadow of death has been walking in the valley for a t-shirt of a party that he got from Merali, the man he voted for. He's sleeping in Pali. The salary they get is change to the leaders, yet they still believe that change is through the leaders. The revolution was sold to the highest bidders, dribblers and murderers, educated brains tied within the chains of cannibalistic gangs. There's a cannibalistic aims.
Humans swallowed alive. Zombies, the walking dead. The sun sinks, but it shall rise. We have our lows to know our highs. Someone's born when someone dies, so our prayers shall reach the sky.
How do our prayers reach the sky when we treat them like a gamble? How will our prayers reach the sky when we treat them like a gamble? Ngathi ngithi ngathi yazwa nqindi.
Ngathi ngithi ngiyathi ngezwa nqindi.
Ngathi ngithi ngiyabhunga isibindi sathi nqindi.
We, wathi umvelinqangi nguwe yini lo?
Wenguni ufelaphi? Wenguni uzotshona lana?
Wathi umvelinqangi wena uphuma kuphi?
Izulu uliphethe ngomhlane, baza kulikhukhuza ngama-AK. Balikhathaze elesizukulwana sakho, wenguni ubusiyaphi? Bengikudinga nkulunkulu wami, kodwa angikubonanga. Bengihlele ekhoneni, uzongithola njani yena? Udlebe zikhanyilanga ekhukhule zonke izangoma ezweni, washiya amasela akhukhula aze akhukhule ngitsho nempukane. Wakhala uNkulunkulu ekhalela uwengana wesizwe sakhe esandleni samagogu adudula aze adudule ngitsho nempukane adla konke okwenza izambane likaBondo. Maye ngabafana besibhakera ngithi, maye ngabantu besibhakera, maye ngabafana besibhakera ngithi, maye ngabantu besibhakera awaqeda manguni. Drunk people do drunk people things. Drunk texts, drunk sex, wake up with regrets, on to the next, do it again, chasing sunsets, highs, Kilimanjaro, a grain of sand, highs, Kilimanjaro, a grain of sand, and to spin that back, and to remove that extra air, because through practice you perceive perfection. On to the next, on to the new day, new beginnings, YOLO 24, only no spin backs, highs, chasing, jumping off the cliff, crane to, oh yes, so that you do not miss the opening, end up on fields of shards, glasses, broken dreams, drowning in alcohol. Drunk people do drunk people things. Find a priest, get hitched to a life of regret, cold hands that send shivers with each touch, wrapping around your body every night, twisting your insides like that wine you mixed with tequila. That tequila you mixed with wine. Yes, it was tequila you mixed with wine. You did that for what? to affirm your love, to the toilet seat, hugging it and kissing it all night. Drunk people's lives, drunk texts, drunk sex, vulnerable souls, drunk people do drunk people things. And I get stuck trying to find words for you. It's like my ABCs run out of gas before I can explain why at your thoughts this deep, it's hard. I love you. These are the only words that break out easily without rehearsal. It's natural. I came equipped with the heartbeat that beats at the same rhythm as my favorite person, you. Their smile, a global monument, one that needs a lifetime to be celebrated, for it holds together the threads of existence. Maybe, just maybe a lifetime isn't enough for life to honor the sight of your perfect white teeth, so I'll give you my forever. I'll give you my eternity, my every breath to worship you at your work and rest every day, every night. Grand Rising Queen, here is your day. It's filled with joy, wonder, and beauty. It's filled with pain, sorrow, and regret. It's dripping with money, gold, abundance of all. Take it. Do whatever you want with it. Kiss it. Love it. Tell it how its beauty inspires you to write a poem. Live in the moment. Be live in the moment. As for us, I love the hope. The promise of waking up to your infectious smile. Hold on, baby girl. Let me take a sip of water first. I said, as for us, I love the hope, the promise of waking up to your infectious smile, the glow of your soft skin, the scent of shea nut oil. As for now, I love you. I won't deny it. I feel you in places I don't feel no human. I want to see you shine. I see you shine through these glowing screens. I want to learn how you do it. Your lane. I want to know how you run it. Be the pit stop crew. Wipe off your sweat when you need it. I do slur my speech a lot, speak without intention, learning without retaining. I'm like a baby suckling, falling with each attempt to balance my two tiny feet on this earth. I'm a baby who lacks some form of guidance. I walk with a firm vision, you know, no drop of doubt about the God particle, the power that created this exact moment. Though I use it without intention. Make jokes that carry no weight. I learned what matters is the intention. That's the power of creation. I'm learning, babe, if I can still call you that. If not, I'm gonna call you something more stronger. I'm learning my bag of cement. My people skills, it's something I'm developing. I'm working on it daily. When I say I like it here, I don't mean I don't want change. I mean, this is the moment that brings me joy since it's all there is now. I don't want to lament, invite the chaos of stress as I worry about this moment that's next. I want to grow into it with this sense of appreciation. Yes, this ain't ideal, but it is what it is. It's real until we make it unreal. I tried to tell you the other day how I worked this contract I made. The little connection I had was severed the day we met. I guess I should have said before it's too late. Is it too late? Anyway, you know, I come from a country where we celebrate moving to another. If you dream to build a paradise in this moment, most just want to fly, hoping paddles are richer on the other side. Green with opportunities, home offers only on televisions. Dreams shuts up beyond reparations, souls rendered out to bots so we don't work like machines. See, suffering we experience in different languages. We are paying GPT, trained to repeat that which we see, feel, and connect with. Trained in our sleep by the gifs of the A5 flyers we see and pay no attention. I live in a country where life begins at the 40th step you take. We drink packaging, claiming it cures disease. See, malaria is still a thing. Temperatures rise, taking out tickers that only been ticking a little before 25. We live today in the moment of cause, but tell me, what good is that if it keeps us spinning at the same place? Repeating the same things, thinking only of a better tomorrow if someone else is ready to do the work. Why do you think dreams repeat realities we see on TV? I come from a country where we celebrate moving to another. You'll never, ever see me praying for a blessing because I am a blessing. Can't you see? I've seen demons. I walk with them sometimes. They are not sinister looking. Most put up a smile, tell you about the necessity of pain, the necessity of suffering. Yeah, I know. Everything has a place on this earth. Everyone owns the land, including the pests you murder with pesticides to grow your own food. Maybe their role might just be that. The order, how things should be. Think about it. I mean, think about this for a minute. Maybe, just maybe, Earth wants to kill all pests. So it gave birth to humans who evolved into farmers, founded Monsanto, and are carrying out the assignment. Think about it. Some glitches are learned to live with. Some glitches are learned to live with. Some glitches are learned to live with, like some glitches are learned to live with. Sorry. Some glitches are learned to live with. Like Facebook showing me. Sorry. Some glitches I learned to live with, like Facebook showing me blank screens, like the glitch display sees my life is too much reputation, many nights for wasted. Adam took many a deep breath, planted seeds that never germinated, received that hopeful email, only to be greeted by, a home exists elsewhere, we believe. I done seen it all, bro. Some glitches I learned to live with. Like Facebook, the glitch displays showing me some glitches I learned to live with. Some glitches I learned to live with. My life is a fascination with fungi, minions, and low storage space. Some glitches I learned to live with. My life is the glitch, this places. My life is this glitch, this places. Some glitches I... Sorry. That moment is now. No. You aren't in a movie. We ain't skipping no scenes. Yeah, ocean beds imploding, planting seeds, trees. A sight we will miss if we keep bending over for greed. Chop some more piggies. We ain't need small fat greed. We ain't got enough. We know it's bad. We'll just complain about it on Twitter and Facebook. Oh, just so you can give us more and more tears. Short sleeve or long sleeve, bruh? Huh? Short sleeve or long sleeve, bruh? Huh? Tears. More tears, so much tears they gave back to oceans, nature's album. Oh, she screams each time her parts give in to the shovel's cavities somewhere in DRC, taking with them a poet, a couple of doctors, and that one guy that everyone said he can be a great leader. By waking up to scraping earth in search of the next cutting edge iPhone at the age of 10 doesn't come with the comfort of a career choice. You'll be damned if you ever come across a doctor that looks like you, bruh. Ain't no doctors that look like you, bruh. All your kind knows is scraping for rocks, precious to he that carries the Messiah's features. Messiah? A bearded white dude astride a winged white stallion. That smells like fairy tales. Are you offended? Forgive me not. And I will take it. And I will take it. Forgive me not. And I will take it. Take it like we always take it. Go mafia expose and we still took it. The job we was Zikhali spent 2 years in jail on allegations and we took it. Should I speak about Itai? Should I speak about Chief Ndiwani? How long shall we watch without action? I'm writing this alive in Freetown in one piece. I'm writing this on top of a bike, the pilot, one crazy Rastaman, at least that's how he identified himself. You safe, brah. Make her take you. You safe. Me not Rastaman like you, brah. This is after I asked him to drop me off 500 meters from where he picked me up because we almost made out with time. But please, do me a favor. Don't imagine him with hair that looks somewhat like mine. Stereotypes are bad, you know, and yes, I do smoke, puff, and pass. I don't give a flying. No. None of that energy right now. I am feeling extra grateful right now. Grateful for you. The universe assigned its 3D printers to my dreams. Layer upon layer, I act my reality, hoping that my actions manifest as an answered prayer, a clear map for all dreamers, pure heart-seeking, a compassionate experience, an experience built on community, with a deep understanding of the concept of giving, receiving, and most importantly, creation. For without creation, you can't have, without, you can't give. So go ahead, be ambitious, be money hungry, break a sweat, more zeros. In 2023, a billionaire can bring about change easier than a man seeking his next meal. Let that sink in. Invest on AI that does more than create dope artworks. AI that can vaporize plastic-free Mother Earth slums and maybe, just maybe, rid the earth of cancerous politicians that worship greed. I'm writing this sitting with Martha and Chiara. God, yes, this Italian woman, man. The universe communicated my disappointment and rebellion earlier, where the cashier at the fast food outlet made me wait 10 minutes before telling me he has run out of ingredients for my order. Am I interested in a burger? Nah, bruh, I ain't. And for the next 2 months or so, you've lost my business. Because I'm the kind of person who believes in themselves. I actually live in myself. I believe in me, myself, and the powers that be. They are my ancestors, green lighting every sentence flowing through my fingertips. Doubt is an alien word we do not associate with. We embody confidence. In 2019, I lost my first $3,000 in a deal gone bad. See, I put so much importance in this one deal. Life without it was non-existent. In fact, life without it became non-existent. I disappeared even from myself, you know. With the gents at the corner, I just passed the joint. No audible contribution towards the daily political banter. I told my stories to paper, some classified, even the presidents want them, some out of this world, they'll be dead before they comprehend. Then a prince called Rice suggested I speak some, and to my first open mic I went. What followed then were a series of evenings and mornings and days where I stood in front of the window repeating poems till they started appearing in my dream world, visualizing a me who stripped birthday bare on stage, showing the world my scars and how I healed them. At the back of my mind, a mantra I wrote at 16 saying, I am the word. I speak life to being. I am the act. I create. I act life to being. Yes, I am the one. The sperma of poetry. Ain't there nobody else by me? 3 years down the line. 5, 6, 7-time international slam champion. Nah, I ain't being cocky. I worked for this. Missed many an episode of Dreamland. I didn't sleep on this. Utivati big about King Makaipa. It is cool to support us one day, even though Zimbabwe will show love and appreciation to her offspring one day. I am confident. Stand on my vision through cyclones on the vision. I don't bend. I don't liken myself to nobody else. In my reality, there is absolutely, and I mean absolutely no way that creation denied me a unique identity. Can't you see? Yes, I am worthy of all the praises I give myself, full of myself to say, I bet you wish you were the one feeling me. Self-awareness is of utmost importance, and I come from a long line of rainmakers. The power of a single droplet resides in my DNA. That's how throughout history we have flooded rivers, nourished the root of the crop for a table to exist. So no, ain't no way I put somebody before me. How can I? Giving what I don't have is a scam. Not on your end, only on mine more. So I'll shake up my collar, lift my head high, keep a red item around. Let I forget that I am of the ground. Stella Sabakwena, Mayete.
Stella Zamakwena. Stella
Mayete.
Zamakwena. Zilangat. Zilangat. Bayete. Bayete. Bayete.
Mayete.
Bayete.
Mayete. Siabong.
In the beginning was poetry, and poetry was with God. And one day a series of poems was dropped from the sky like election campaign pamphlets. But since my mother was my first recitation, I kindly refused. You see, the very first poem for me was her smile, dropped from her bottom lip to reveal her teeth, whispering incantations into my childlike eyes, leaving me forever blind to the ways of this world. She said, you, my child, shall see more than I ever saw, and your tears are going to trickle into the same river in which I farmed the fish of our ancestry, so that they never claim you did not give portions of fish to feed your own kin, but the bread you shall find for yourself. And then came other demigods like Dambuzo Marechera, like Sylvia Plath, whose death made me afraid of stoves. So I cook these poems in burning bushes that spring up from the fire in my mother's eyes. And I am that kid that boxed Shakespeare's ear hot for letting Brutus kill Caesar, because people that stab you in the back are as cowardly as borrowed time. But I'll take this poem or two from Chaucer, from Ben Okri, from my father, whose poem was me. I came out of his heart screaming into my mother's arms with stanzas. I heard my second poem from the chicken bus that used to take us to great grandmothers each summer. I swear when she spoke, it was in words that impregnated the soul. And once you were fertilized, you gave birth to words made of thorns that she expected you to walk upon to prove that you were a man. I still crouch close to her grave in my mind and dig up 6 feet deep poems, which I feed generously to the world, one termite at a time. And one thing about first poems, you don't have to remember them. The first one I wrote was about my mother's smile until the brutality of this world torched her womb like the Library of Alexandria. And I had to retract the poem from her lips like a banned political book. Its burning edges I took to the sky and they became flickering stars for our pitch dark nights. They still burn bright in silence. And when each star-studded stanza shades its skin, the sparks fall like miniature light bulbs, and we jump up to catch them on days the ghetto street lights do not turn on in time. So just as our first poems, either listened to or written by ourselves, they mirrored our tongues. And our ancestors read the ones along lines of their wrinkled faces whenever they crouched over rivers. Because all they needed was rivers, no cameras, because for them it was a different time. Because you see, my forefathers lived when rivers were their facial recognition software, and you had to run along the riverbank to invest smile after smile, different angles for each ripple, and people standing a mile down the same current could swear they saw your appearance and gestures floating by, the slippery arms of the river cuddling their reflections, down tributaries and photo booths of ancestral truth, which flowed until their collective expressions gathered around the umbilical cord of the ocean, waiting to be reborn. Yet if those rivers dried up along the way, the sun cut out the middlemen and took those same reflections directly to the sky. And with the evaporation, their facial features recollected into pixels of cloud, droplets of images becoming a feast of mist that redistributed itself across the sky as puddles, which struggled to mirror each inch of emotion until they caved in and become picturesque droplets of rain. Each lightning strike was a shutter button, each lending, reordering their faces in the sand. So when you see shapes and shadows in the clouds, remember, rivers are vigilant photographers, squinting their eyes through sudden dips in the tide, kneeling along riverbanks to repeat the process, such that every time it rains, I am drenched in their praise poems, black and proud. So give me an avalanche of those raindrops. Let them cascade down the ski slopes of my own rugged edges, taking screenshots of the naked valleys and forgotten imperfections that I have kept hidden. Let the torrential downpour of their wrinkles leave squiggles on the camera lens of all those clicking into the street to catch a glimpse of my ancestral code. Those trying to download my totems via modems, let them know that my photographic memory is one with the river, where the first picture-perfect caption of my forefathers was screenshot by a virgin wave, crashing against the shores of their eyelashes and cascading down their cheeks as tears of redemption. My forefathers lived when mirrors were water bodies, upon which their reflection was never thirsty to be seen. But if you cupped your hands and took a drink from the river, your tongue saved their memory upon its surface, and you never did thirst again for a single drop of water. So now when I think of my forefathers, I sometimes imagine that their manes were something that looked like my dreadlocks, because my dreadlock is the blood vein that pumps blood to my heart. 10 tons of black hair on my head completes the art of my ancestry. When my follicles shot out of my scalp, they sang a song. And as they became long, they sang a lullaby into the sky that wrapped itself around each planet like an octopus's arms. I know black people whose afro is a disco ball for the greatest parties in heaven. Black hair is incredible. When it's in the scalp of an angel, it grows with a set of wings. Black hair grows in the name of love. My dad took his hair to war. I am told my dad, his hair was an AK-47. It went Yet there were no spent cartridges left in his hair. They say my dad had black hair that left up behind bullet-riddled statements. They wove your dreadlock, one angel love song at a time. That's what the angels did. Black hair is God saying, God damn, I'm a genius. God damn, I create. I molded Zomkhonto, and on the first day was black hair, and black hair was with God. Black hair is beautiful. I defy gravity with my black hair. I am a moon landing with this black hair. I am Kemet all over again, a pharaoh by design. You can't tell me my hair is not a sign, a written testament saying, Rastaman, the heavens were gentle with each strand. And when heaven was done, she cried. Knowing this was the best hair she had fashioned out of her own. Black hair is a prayer, our mother, who art in heaven. Hallowed be thy hair. Black hair shape shifts. Black hair loves you so much that when it grows to afro, it becomes a baobab tree. When black hair wakes up in the morning, it sings songs that shut shit down. My grandmother Esther had hair made of diamonds. Black hair, you mine black hair like in the Congo. For black hair, no one dies. You wake up and run your fingers inside black hair, and when you retrieve them again, you behold fingers dripping with molten gold. Black hair has been around for centuries. Black hair stood the test of time. Black hair is the love of my life. The darker it is, the more honest it becomes. And at times as I ran my fingers and I'm just contemplating, it is truly a joy to think of how far we have become as Black people, despite all of those losses that are still evident. I see some of my brothers and sisters and what they have achieved across the globe, and I smile to myself, because who would have thought that Black folk would wave words of cash thicker than their majestic lips, thicker than the sheets of smoke that rose when they burned down Black Wall Street, not knowing that we would rise from those ashes like the phoenix, and that matchsticks just happened to be our next of kin, black diamonds that the world once refused to dig until it became too obvious how bright we shine from under the skin, that the layers of wealth that run underneath this melanin are a sworn testament unto themselves, that the veins that connect to the power grid in our ancestral names mean that we are not just dark-skinned, but that we see through the dark. And with these proud, thick lips as the light switch, we speak loud and bright as lightning, rewriting the future in the same handwriting as Mansa Musa. Who would have thought that from a laughing stock to owning stock, Black folk would turn the auction block on its head, choosing instead to bid on each other's genius, with each and every one of us as the highest bidder. Who would have thought it possible that we would melt down the chains that bind us into coins for a currency our very own, and every piece of wood in the slave ships that confined us would become the bookshelves for a history that knows no revision, with a description of every single mineral that they stole, because who needs 40 acres when we are several planets of land short? What does one do with a single mule when there are countless heads of beasts that we owned that were driven over the cliff? Who needs to be painted with the same brush when we are an exploration of color which needs several forests of trees to account for the brush strokes? We are the new canvas, painted with shades of ebony and natural gold. We are marble streets of resilience that pour out of the avenues of an infinitely rich legacy. We are the bustling rhythm of a rekindled dream upon which Black Wall Street will rise at last. past, not as a mere echo of the past, but as a symphony of redemption, conducted by the hands that once counted their losses in tears, not as a metaphor of our reputation, but as a reclamation of wealth beyond currency, to that of identity, dignity, and the unyielding belief that despite the shadows of the past, we still cast bold silhouettes upon the pages of present time. Zomkhonto Gabadel. Thank you, Crafty Crows.
Bonga. Ah. Siatan, you are both incredible. Karen was getting right into that. Sorry. You bless us, gentlemen. You bless us. For all who would like to, please open up your mics and share your appreciation.
Woo-hoo! Just
Woo!
even, man.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Ah.
Right.
Just I'm
I can
beyond
hardly
words.
breathe. Wow.
You've taken us to the temple. That's what it feels like. I think we're all feeling so drawn from the highest highs. Eh. Ah.
Jeez.
And the deepest deep.
Mm. And we're not even done with the night, people. we're still got a second half. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Siyabonga. Thank you. It's
Siyabonga. Not just Siyabonga. Thank you very much.
yeah, love you both, honestly.
Ngiyabonga thina.
Eh,
Ngiyabonga Sipho, ngiyabonga Sitshela Sabakwenu.
Sibankathi. Ngiyabonga lami kakhulu kakhulu.
yeah, I feel bad because I just feel like I'm just reconnecting to family. So I'm getting a whole experience here. I think we all need to take some water. I saw that Riz sip there, Mister. Take some water, take a breather, come back, and continue into our part 2. Feel free to hang out if you need to. I will go back through all the notices if you want to take a little moment, and then we will get on to the next half and let these 2 wonderful gentlemen also take a wonderful rest after an operatic performance. Thank you, and see you. And Jason, what time do you want me to call it?
Should we give it 5 minutes?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. See you all then. Fantastic, so back. Thank you, and welcome to the second half. I have to put my hands together again and put a massive clap to our 2 features today because it's absolutely astounding. So I said this before the recording, but I'm going to put it in the recording now. So mind-blowing, it actually blew the scarf off my head now to reset it. How good it was. I wish that was a lie. That's actually the truth. So just going to quickly do the announcements again for anyone who missed it in the first half, and just to remind you about what's coming up for us. So general rules that I think has been adhered to rather well. So I'm kind of just teaching Granny how to suck eggs here, but here you go. Housekeeping for the second half for our second half readers. Please mute for each poet so you can clap after they've read. Please do. The event is being recorded, as you've just been notified. So please only share poems you are happy to class as being published. Open mic poets, please try to keep to 3-minute slot. We're doing all right for time, but most people have done about 2. That's probably where we are at the moment. Please use the chat to share your bios, books and events. Please, please, please. We love to support everyone. And GPS is a volunteer-led society. Please spare a donation if you can. All of the hard work that Jason does, all the hard work that GPS does, please, if you can sort of donate or consider joining as a society member. There's lots of opportunities, yearly competitions. It's really worth doing. So if you can, and Jason will pop in the chat so you can look into that a little bit more. And just a reminder, we're only in February. There's a lot of exciting Crafty Crows to come. So Crafty Crows on the 6th of March is featuring David Clark, an idea, and she's here. Charlotte Falconbridge, with her book here, which I'm really enjoying, and I'm going to keep talking about it to everybody. And on the 3rd of April, we've got Hannah M. Teasdale, which I think she's actually a family favourite as far as I know, coming, and there's a lot more coming, so please keep an eye on our website. Now, a quick piece, because I said I usually forget to do the second piece before we crack on. It seems only reasonable. We have family connections here. This is what I like to call my midnight family, which isn't even my term. I used to teach some students in Luton, so I stole a line from a great student, and this is a response piece to that. Midnight family. I'm a night writer, as stated by my student, explaining his philosophy, his words of consideration, elevated in a rhyme scheme. Bad praxis for a teacher to note that he is joining a dynasty of the quiet ones by candlelight, tormented at the end of daytime by the need to record the world they see. No romance without mythology, a different kind of family. Already his eyes are attuned to the parallels in speech, ears prepared for the juxtapositions in thought, the circular nature of memory. Night calls this breed to meditate with inky hands, find melodies in traffic jams, syncopation in coffee machines. Rare is the night when the mind proves to be silent, often tormented by ideas before slumber brings its peace. And with my great joy for a fantastic lyrical writer, I hope that acts as a nice introduction. Leslie, the mic is yours if you would like it.
Oh, goodness. Yes. Hi, everyone. It's such an honor to be here. Very moved by that performance. Okay. So I just wanted to sort of celebrate the universality of our origins. So I'm going to read a poem called The Mothers and one called The Babies. Why not? The Mothers. This is for my cousin, Jeffrey Evans. The mothers will hold you in rapt embrace, gathered for you. They will have you now, holding you, the swaddled one, knowing your need for stillness, wrapped. A swaddling now again to hold you, the swaddled one. Hold still, the mothers say, you need to be nowhere but here, unmoving, and we with you in your stillness of being. There is nowhere you need to be but here with us for now, for now. Hold still, and we sing to you the songs of our heart to be with and rest in yours. Be still. We will tell you the stories of us all for you to hear, for you to know that we'll find the place deep in your being and teach you the stillness that is part of the life, the pauses between movement, sun and moon, the moment of balance, the stasis of the still spot, the where you can slake your thirst in the desert, the oasis of being in the desert where you find yourself, the overhot desert that is lived life at moments. We will remind you of the things you love, which bring you comfort, the fruits gathered to you to be there at your side, the scented blooms which quiet the mind to bring you the stillness you need, and we will hold you tighter still than the swaddling and rock you, lulling your mind to be the still pool, the ripples only when we, the sisters that are breeze, breathe as breeze and whisper your name on the breeze across the still pond. Close your eyes and be still. Dream your dreams to travel across the night sky and with the stars, be the stars and come back to yourself, the you that is with us, protected by us, holy in us, then wake in yourself, again, ready for your life and live. And then the second one, the babies. The mothers are crawling, excuse me, I'll start again. The mothers are calling across the wine-dark sea, through the foam that licks each wave as it comes to shore. Across the sky, the mothers cry, cradle the baby, cradle her tight, him tight, don't let the baby fall. The little boat rocks gently on top of the waves. It has a line that goes deep into the dark water. The line is attached to the hand of the fisherman. The sea is dark, deep, opaque, green, a dark emerald. The fisherman holds the line gently but securely, understanding the pull of things, the pull of the fishes randomly from deep underwater. The fish, the line, the fisherman, the boat that rocks are one, a continuous line that goes back into time, back to the mothers who call me. Don't forget the baby. The babies are flying across the sky, golden serene. They are smiling, the babies, knowing all, holding tight to them the pain, the horror, and the joy. They smile. The baby holds us gently together, and as one, the baby will not let us fall. The baby will hold on and will hold on and will not let us fall. The boat is our first cradle. We must mind the baby. That's all for me.
Absolutely beautiful. Oh, bring us into a soft and gentleness that I think our spirits needed. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you so much. Gorgeous picture. Dear Sister Marianne, are you ready to take the mic?
I am. Sister Genevieve, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for having me. What a wonderful, wonderful event this is, and I'm so pleased to be able to contribute. Of course, I like to think on theme to love poems today from an as yet unpublished manuscript called Barricade Moon. The first piece is called Rock, Paper, Scissors. Sometimes I think of that schoolyard game. Rock breaks scissors, scissors cut paper, paper wraps rock. Your heart breaks open when you collide with the past and dreams, but my wings always reach out to unfold you when you let me. And the second piece is called I Know Why the Wind Sighs. I know why the wind sighs through the trees, but crescendos uphill, giddy as spindrift. I know why the wind moans when its cool breath touches the warm sea. I know why the wind howls like a mourning mother and rages with abandon like a sword or pen unsheathed against injustice. For that is what I do when I reach to find you uncoiled beside me in the dark. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and Siyabonga to you.
Pleasure's mine.
I know that the two gentlemen also think of the sister, but also as a dear sister of birthday, I want to also say, if you'll permit me, the biggest heart to you and your family, my dear. You've been in my heart for the whole week. It feels like a weird moment to do an interlude, but let's take it. Sir Gerald, as I like to call it. Would you please grace the mic? It's always lovely to have you here.
Hi, wonderful evening. 3 business things. Mitigation. The men in suits are discussing a 6-foot fence, an acoustic barrier to stop the noise seeping out. Next to the barrier, the gypsies and travellers live. I'm supposing they received a letter about the development, but I don't see any of them discussing attenuation and BS 4142, even though it will be them who have to live with the 6-foot fence and the saplings in front of it, all the extra lorries passing on their way to the motorway, which the gypsies live next to, because that's where you put people who don't turn up to hearings which determine their fate. And while we're on business, a business presentation on the train. 10:14 from Paignton to Birmingham. All these words pile up as if Babel could be built on jargon, brick by brick, as if the placing of words was more important than their meaning, as if, like a Jenga tower, the height of interlocking slabs is proof of stability, as if the interchangeability of phrases is equal to the effectiveness of a sentence's structure, And it never occurred as he fit in our carriage, his mobile blaring, that we hear Babel and God despairing when he hears professional development and the sound of his own mewling. A couple of years old now, and I haven't still forgotten that guy. Anyway, and lastly, blue sky thinking. There's a boy in Gaza who started to fly kites, and all the others followed. He isn't the hero of a book or a film or discussed in high literary circles. He doesn't have a dad or a house, just a hill of dust above a sea of tents. There he flies his kites, and others follow, despite the risk that their safe place will shatter. I think that boy is the best in the world. And when his short moment on TV is over, the sky will embrace his undamaged kite. And I pray he's all right. Wonderful boy. Thank you so much.
Wow. Jared, I never heard that piece before. You're gonna have to send me that. I love that. That's that got me right there.
He was on Al Jazeera the other day, and he's a wonderful kid.
Incredible. Thank you. Oh, God. I love this. It feels like we've had like this kind of wave coming down. The energy is great. Ed, dear, poetastic. Are you ready to carry that energy on, good sir?
Heck yes, my sister, with
Hey!
the twin of a twister. Woo! But I have to say, that was a phenomenal performance. You guys are the embodiments of the sun, the moon, and the stars. That was just so impactful, so delightful, and so insightful. Thank you so much for gracing with you two's amazing presence. Woo! All right, my name is Ed Protector. We're feeling fantastic. Please take the time to enjoy my rhyme off with Sublime. I got 2 pieces, so they won't take too much time. And today is American Black History Month. I got 2 pieces. The first one is called Pitch Black Unity. A mighty wise man once said he had a dream. An eternal legacy flows like a rushing stream. It's more power to take a large brick than to hold a gun. It shows more strength to be an iron wall than a mock sun. African-American freedom fighters who are departed but not forgotten. The live spirits leave are beating hearts less rotten. Their fleeting sacrifice hasn't been tarnished or in vain. God knows they suffer from barking ignorance, whipping stupidity, and biased reign. In their last dying breaths, they never cursed, bellowed, or raged with ill will. Their heroic impact gave the hooded phantoms deep panic, fears, and chills. Our ancestors were bound in rusty, rattling, clean chains. Their ironclad determination helped us deal with the isolating pains. They suffer in agonizing darkness to bring us into the painless light. Some you carelessly toss away, hunger for spite. The unforeseen burns of backstabbing by ignorant whites and even against ourselves. Yet people keep forgetting that book on the shelves. It's not easy being a big black ink blot on a white canvas. We're trying to get this rage and stress off our roaring chest. Fighting, shouting, and killing like blinded guns isn't the answer. It just spread the venomous river of hate so much faster. Hate never loves, but only exterminates and destroys. Please be mindful that we're human beings and not mindless toys. Bitter vengeance is a dish left freezing cold. Is it really satisfactory to live for punishment sevenfold? It's easy to build instead of burning bridges. Everyone knows it's better to heal than to dig ditches. It doesn't matter if you're red, black, or white. Let's bury the hatchet and fight the good fight. There's strength in numbers, so let's become an enormous radiant sun. Let's make our voices, struggles, and powers into one. Black History isn't supposed to be celebrated just 1 month. Let's give ancient white bigotry one massive dynamite punch. All right, thank you. And I have another one. This is called I Have a Dream. I have a dream we can love each other. I have a dream we can respect each other. I have a dream we can understand each other. I have a dream we can support each other. I have a dream we can educate each other. I have a dream we can cherish each other. Have a dream, we can guide each other. Have a dream, we can inspire each other. Have a dream, we can hold each other. Have a dream, we can empower each other. Have a dream, we can shelter each other. Have a dream, we can feed each other. Have a dream, we can protect each other. Have a dream, we can strengthen each other. Have a dream, we can heal each other. Have a dream, we can nurture each other. Have a dream, we can radiate with each other. Have a dream, we can lift up each other. Have a dream, we can celebrate each other. I have a dream, we can prosper with each other. I have a dream, we can free each other. I have a dream, we can live in harmony with each other. I have a dream, I have a dream, I have a dream. Thank you.
Just the energy we needed. And may I say to you and to Karen, a very blessed Black History Month to both of you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
In the UK, we do it in October. I know why, but it's just making it a bit confusing across the bonds. But forward to that. And thank you so much, Ed, also for jumping in, because it was wonderful to catch you for today. And bringing to our finale for the open mic poets. I'm so glad to have you, Karen, because it's been a while since we've seen each other, and you were my wonderful introduction to Inspired Poetry Corner. If you are happy to take the mic, please bring us home.
All right, and since it is, I basically am bringing you two poems that I've written this year that are recent, and the first one is a take on Langston Hughes' poem Harlem, which most people know by What Happens to a Dream Deferred. So this is what happens to a rage deferred. When you swallow it down one more time, seal it in with a smile. Does it burn in your stomach, eat away at the lining like acid etching the inside of a vial? Does it smell of sulfur and brimstone as it wafts out of your nostrils and slips past parted lips and teeth? Does it bubble and roil like a volcano until it erupts, a blast of dragon fire incinerating all in its path? Does it explode like a champagne cork when the mousselet is removed, or slowly evaporate like brandy in a decanter with a leaky seal? Does it settle heavy in your gut, bowing your back, dragging your feet until the next slight, the next insult turns the heat back up to a boil? And this next one is parts of it are almost verbatim a chat that I had with another poet friend of mine, but he started it off by sending me a video that librarians had made that asked the question, bookworm or book dragon? Bookworm or book dragon, my friend Dave asked in a chat. I fired back, how long have you known me? I'm both. A voracious, compulsive reader who also hoards books. I'm the person that graciously accepts books from people who are downsizing so the books will have a home, like taking in abandoned pets. I go to secondhand stores to liberate books. I may not read them all in my lifetime, but I definitely hoard them. I've started stockpiling titles on Kindle too. I'm probably the reason Kindle Unlimited has a limit on books you can have out at one time. Beginners get 10, I can have 20. My TBR list is humongous. Psst, did you know there are stuff your Kindle days? Freebies. I have a shelf in my bookcases just for library books, so they don't get mixed in with my own books. If I have the limit checked out on my card, I still have my daughter's card. I know, I'm out of control. Harmless vice, victimless crime. Dave followed up with this question: dragon worm or worm dragon? I quickly quip, it's like Pokemon. Bookworm is the larval stage of book dragon. I've been a bookworm from the time I could read. People aided my transformation with gifts of books. My grandmother, a domestic, brought books home from work. Scholastic book fairs, my parents indulged me. I evolved into a full-grown book dragon when I started buying my own. I often read a borrowed book or ebook, then buy the physical version. I hunt down copies to complete favorite series. If I like a book series, I hunt down the whole thing. And yes, a large portion of my PUA got invested in books, especially poetry books. They will be my daughter's inheritance. Thank you.
That is exactly the energy we're looking for. Thank you, Karen. Gorgeous. We have a rule here at Crafty Crows, the gentleman who puts so much work, who brings us together, who keeps the space accessible and supportive and warm, and make sure I don't go too far off script. The last word always goes to Jason Conway. Jason, the mic is yours, as it should be.
Thank you. What a truly inspirational evening. And I'm pretty wired, so I may not sleep till very late tonight. Thanks, everyone. We've talked about ancestry, love, blue sky thinking, I have a dream. Well, this next poem is a bit of a dream. On a resting rock at the foot of the Seven Sisters sits a traveller deep in thought. On velvet moss and lichen weaves, who stares into a woodland patchwork of light and leaf. Drifts of thought meander through branch-lined windows, a slow breath fills a chest laced with bluebells and wild garlic. A spell of phytoncides bathe a seeker in an invisible sea where science and magic merge. As feet set root to rusted mast, ears net the scamper of squirrels, leaf rustle and lone bee hum as birdsong floats over the Severn. Far from synthetic matters, Sir Nunnos tames a mind as a fox slinks by, a bridge to the spirit of this place, this wild of shifting states. And my last poem is called Pale Shelter. A chill hung those days and nights, sheets of ice-burned fingers that paddled for ground, for some sense of welcome, where arms were oars. The ghost of love thy neighbour drowned in howls as cheeks turned. A gust of words thudded as heavy as privilege. Stop the boats, send them back. Thank you, everyone.
And with that, dear family, Siyabonga, we have brought it to an end. Thank you so much to our great, glorious features. Woo! One more time. Literally blew us out of the water, blew a scarf off my head. And to every single one of you today who came to listen and came to read. What a night. Oh, what a night. Please keep a track of everything we're doing. Coming, well, at this point, annoy Charlotte by coming to join next time. Hey. And please, wherever you are, have a fantastic day, late afternoon, evening, or as my mama would say, Lala Goshne. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Genevieve and Jason, for putting it on.